Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I can't be with you physically today, but on the very same day that Dan invited me to present to you, I'm doing a presentation here at the EduTech conference in Sydney, where Sir Ken Robinson is also presenting. Fusion Skills is a very well-researched project and stands as a beacon in the 21st century skills debate. But if we want this to become embedded in students' and teachers' hearts and minds, it needs to be a foundation for the assessment of student work. By embedding these valuable capabilities in assessment, the curriculum and student projects will gradually change. This is called the backwash effect of assessment. We found that instead of complicated marking rubrics where students just look at the final mark, if we spend time developing the wording of assessment criteria, we can engage students about the fusion skills assessment is helping them to develop. But we have to use software to make all this visible and give students progressive feedback over time rather than one-off marks that wipe out the progress data on individual skills. To make this truly operational in assessment, we need to group these fusion skills into memorable and meaningful categories. Through my research and application here in Australia, we have developed some university graduate attribute categories that are also being adopted in high schools and may be useful in grouping the top 12 fusion skills. The acronym we've come to for these 5 categories is CAPRI, because everyone in education needs a holiday, but it is a double acronym that stands for both Capability Results Inventory and the 5 fusion skill aspects of communication and collaboration, attitudes and values, practical and professional skills, research and critical thinking, and innovation and creativity. The high schools that have adopted and adapted these categories are rejecting the standardized tests for literacy and numeracy in favor of threading numeracy and literacy criteria throughout all subjects and projects by adding a numeracy and literacy category, calling it Capri Plus. School or university students self-assess against criteria followed by teachers or tutors using the same system prior to seeing the student's own comments or grading. Discussion or comment about the gap between these 2 grading markers focuses students on criteria-based feedback rather than marks and encourages a sense of partnership in their development journey. Longitudinal assessment of fusion skills can only genuinely happen if all assessment criteria for tasks have a one-to-one relationship with the fusion skills they are developing and assessing. Quiz and test results can be imported into skills criteria and review, and this has highlighted much needed change to assessment tasks that, it could be said, are focused on the reproduction of memorized information within a time constraint. To finish, I can't say it any better than one of my design students. He helped write the script and did this pencil-drawn animation.
13 years of your schooling life seems to be so easily summarised by one single number. This being your ticket into the university system. When we get to uni, we still do assessment briefs or take exams and go for good marks and grades. But how do these numbers help us with our development as individuals and our readiness for the real world? At UTS, they try to help us develop important graduate attributes to become well-rounded professionals, whatever that may be. In this faculty, there are 5 main graduate attribute categories, and we get extra feedback about our development because assessment criteria are colour-coded. Capri gives us a common dialogue with teaching staff through assessment criteria for tasks, our own self-assessment online, and grading that gives us feedback on attribute development. Capri gives us a shared language, and Review provides the platform for us to link our marks and grades to the attributes we are developing. So now we can keep track of how our work is progressing and target areas of our learning we might want to develop. And when we leave uni, we can get feedback about graduate attribute performance from Review online. So now we can be relevant and ready for our chosen future the moment we walk out the door.